Hi guys, for today's video I'm going to be doing a little pregnancy Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram as well as my last video to leave any questions that you have just regarding the pregnancy announcement, stuff that you want to know. So I'm just going to look at my phone because I have all the questions on here. I'm going to try and answer the most asked questions just so you guys feel like you know what's going on, and also I am going to be a little out of breath in this video. I'm so out of breath these days, it's crazy. So the first question is, were you trying or was this a surprise? So we were trying to get pregnant, we were planning to get pregnant, we were just surprised at how quickly. We were so thankful that that happened because I just never thought it would happen that quickly, and I just know so many people struggle and you just never know. So I was so shocked at how quickly, and we were so happy. But yes, we were planning to have a baby. The next question is, how did you find out? So I'm gonna have a whole video about me finding out and telling Ben, but because we were planning to have a baby, I just took a test. Like, it wasn't like all of a sudden 2 weeks late I was, you know, feeling weird. It was like we were planning, so I took a test. There was nothing like crazy about the way I found out, but it is kind of funny, the video of me finding out and telling Ben, because it did not exactly go how I would have planned ideally, but knowing me, it made the most sense that it went how it did. Next question is, when is your due date? How far along are you? So when I'm filming this right now, I'm 13 weeks today. So I thought that the first trimester was done after 12 weeks, but now all of my apps I'm using to track the pregnancy say that at the end of week 13 is the end of the first trimester. So if that's the case, I'm just about to be entering into the second trimester next week, and our due date right now is April 13th. So we will be having an April baby unless they come really early or really late, but middle of April is our due date right now, so that's awesome. Will you be in your house when the baby comes? So yes, we will. Luckily, our house has actually been pushed back a little bit because of everything that's gone on in the world. Things are just delayed, so it now looks like we'll be moving in January, early to mid-January instead of mid to end of December. So it's just a few weeks pushed back, but since the baby's not due till April, we will be in our house before the baby, which is what we wanted. The next question is, are you guys gonna find out the sex or are you waiting? So we're definitely gonna find out. We totally wanna know. I think it's awesome when people wait, and I respect those people greatly, but I'm not one of those people. I want to know so bad what the baby is, if it's a boy or if it's a girl. We have no idea. So I mean, I'm still so early. There's not like a lot of signs of which one it would be. So we are definitely gonna find out. We have to wait till our 20-week ultrasound to find out. So that's 8 weeks or 7 weeks from now. So we will find out. It feels like forever, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I want to soak in each stage. So like, we just told everybody, well, we had told family and close friends like right away. We just told everybody else, so it's kind of fun to just like soak in that, and then we'll soak in, you know, finding out and sharing that. So it's kind of fun to like experience it in stages. Somebody asked, when do you find out the gender? So we will find out at 20 weeks, which I believe, let's see, 7 weeks from now. I think it's around Christmas time, December sometime, I believe, is when we can find out. I have a few questions asking if we're gonna be releasing the name before the baby is born. We haven't really talked about that, but I would assume no. I mean, we've already told family and close friends the name if it's a girl. We've had a girl name picked out for so long, but we are really struggling with boy names. So we've gone through a few options that we thought we were gonna go with, and then we kind of were like, I don't actually love that anymore. So boy names are really hard for me because I'm very particular at what I like, and I feel like Ben and I don't always agree on the one, or we'll like a name a lot, but actually picturing ourselves saying it, we're like, it's just not it. So, or there's like a name that we really like, but it's attributed to a person that you don't want to name your kid and think of. Or the other way around, you have a name of someone, but it's like someone in your everyday life that you don't want to have there be confusion about who you're talking about. It's hard, I don't know. So we've got our girl name picked out, first and middle name. The boy name, we've got some options, but we have not settled on one. But I think we'll wait until the baby is born to announce the name. Not for some like big surprise or anything, just honestly because I feel like people have a lot of opinions about names. And once the name is the name, you know, you can't like convince people that it's a bad idea. So yeah, I think we'll probably just wait. Can we see your bump? Yes, there's not much of one. I'm actually very impatient about getting my bump. I've always wanted to be a mom and I've always looked forward to having a big bump. So right now I'll show you at 13 weeks what it's looking like. There's not too much here, and to be honest, you guys, I'm very bloated today, so this is like on the larger scale of the bump. I feel like you can tell, like if I pull my shirt really tight, you might be able to tell a little bit, but it's not much. It's just right in here. You can kind of see if I pull it really tight, it's like right in here. We've got a little bit, but it's not much. I'm really, really excited to have my bump and just feel the baby move, and I'm just excited about everything. So every day I look in the mirror and I hope that it's bigger, but right now it's very, very tiny, and I know that's normal with your first pregnancy, and everyone's like, just wait, soon you'll be this huge person that can't fit into anything and can't breathe and is uncomfortable, so hang on to when you're still little. And I'm like, but I want my bump. So I walk around and like hold my belly as if I have a big bump, but it's very tiny. Do you hope that it's a boy or a girl? I know everyone says they don't care, but is there one you kind of want a little bit more? I feel like everyone says, I don't care, I don't care. But honestly, for my first baby, we want both. So this one, it's like, I really don't care which one it is, because if we had like 3 girls or 2 girls and then we were gonna have one more, I might want a boy more, you know, or other way around. But because we have no babies yet and we want both, I'm totally good with either. I think there's perks to both, obviously. Like boys, you can go to their sports games and you have like your husband's little mini-me, and I always loved having an older brother. I loved that, and I think that's awesome if you get to have an older brother. But girls are just so sweet, and you can dress them in cute things, and it's just like, I think Ben would be such a cute girl dad. I mean, he'd be an amazing dad of a boy and a girl, but because he's so sweet to me, I just like think he'd be really sweet with a girl. So I don't know, I want them both, so either one is totally good with me. I don't know, sometimes I have an inkling one way or another, and then it switches of like what I think the baby is. How are you dealing with the nausea? Let me tell you, I will be doing a first trimester recap, and there is so much that I'm going to cover in that video that I can't even explain. The first trimester sickness hit me like a brick. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I really struggled the first trimester. I am not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was pretty freaking miserable for me for the first trimester, but a few weeks in particular, and I'll go into depth into that in my first trimester update, or recap. I ended up going into urgent care to have to get fluids and all that kind of stuff. Like I really wasn't doing well, but I think that the thing that I've figured out with nausea, which it will take you a while if you're pregnant as well and you're going through the morning sickness, I feel for you because that was horrible. but I think there are stages where it's just like, it is what it is, and no matter what you try, it just doesn't work. Like for me, that happened. But eventually you find something that works for you. And for me, it was Carnation instant breakfast protein drinks. I still drink them. It was the only thing that would actually settle my stomach and make it feel full enough to make the nausea go away. And I ended up getting some nausea medication from my doctor as well, because it was horrible, and I will go into all that. But I will say for nausea, I mean, I tried so many things. I tried the bracelets, like the acupuncture bracelets that are supposed to help with seasickness and things like that. Those didn't work for me. I tried like the Preggy Pops and the different lozenges. Things would sometimes work for like a little bit and then wouldn't. So like those little lozenges and things would sometimes kind of take the edge off of the nausea. But then eventually it wouldn't work for me anymore. I also tried Italian ice, which is, you know, basically like popsicle, but it's like a cup and it's like shaved ice kind of. Those worked for me for quite a while, and then I had a bad experience with one and it no longer worked for me. Bananas worked for me for a while, and then they really didn't. But the tried and true thing that really helped me was those little protein shakes, because a big thing with the nausea is you're hungry, and being hungry makes you feel nauseous, and so you don't want to eat, but eating's the only thing that makes you not nauseous. It's just like this cycle that's horrible. So I had a lot of like, my stomach felt so empty and I was so nauseous all the time. And the only thing I could really keep down and get down at all was those protein shakes. So I feel like finding that thing that your body can handle and can actually give you some nutrients is key. Gum, I chewed on gum a lot. I smelled peppermint oil, and a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer. What are you most afraid about with being pregnant? Honestly, the thing I was most afraid about, I've already gone through, which was throwing up and the nausea. Because if you guys have watched my channel, I've mentioned before that throwing up is my biggest fear. It always has been my whole life. I hate it more than anything. So I was most afraid of throwing up, and the Lord had me face that fear, let me tell you, because I was doing a lot of that. So my biggest fear was that, and I've experienced that, and I've gotten through that. And not to say it will never happen again through this pregnancy, but I'm through the thick of it. So honestly, I don't have a ton of fear with like symptoms. I think my biggest fears now are just kind of all the unknowns. Carrying life, like, it's kind of anxiety inducing. It's so fragile. You love the baby so quickly that I would do anything to keep this baby healthy and safe. So I think just the unknowns, and just like, this is my first pregnancy, so I don't know what like different pains mean, or if something's normal or not, or things like that. It's just with first pregnancy, it's all new, and I think I just get nervous about things. And yeah, I think because you love your baby so much already, you just have more nerves about things. So that's kind of just my fears right now. It's just unknowns and things like that. But my biggest fear was throwing up, and had to face that one already. What are you most excited about being a mama? Oh, I'm so excited about all of it. I feel like I've just always wanted to be a mom. I've always said that's what I want to do. Like, that's what I feel like my purpose is. So I'm so excited to just like snuggle my little baby and just live out a purpose I feel like I have. I feel like I'll finally kind of feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, if that makes sense. I'm also really excited to see Ben as a dad. I know the question was about me as a mom, but I'm really excited to see him as a dad, because he's so sweet with my nephew, and he's so good with Finley, and the kids at church love him, and I just know he's going to be the best dad. And I know every wife says that, but he's the actual sweetest, best husband, so I know he's going to be the best dad in the whole world. And I just can't wait for that. I can't wait to just have my little baby that I just love so much, and I'm excited to kind of like grow into a new version of myself, because I know motherhood is just a lot of sacrifice, and you can't be as selfish anymore, and you just have such a larger purpose. So I'm really excited for all of that. So I think that's all the questions I'm going to answer for now. You can leave more questions down below, and I'll be answering more stuff in future videos, but for this video I think that covers kind of the basics of what people wanted to know. So that is the question and answer. I hope that I answered what you guys were wondering about. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I'll be sharing lots of stuff on there as well. And I'm just so excited for this next part of life and this journey, and to share it with you guys. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!